Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our parent meeting. I'm glad that everybody decided to make some time to get on today. I'm John Chandler, I'm your principal, and looks like we have about 9 people on board. Well, 2 of them are me. So we have about 7 people on right now, but hopefully more will join us. So without further ado, I want to welcome you all to our virtual Title I parent engagement session. And this meeting today is based on what you asked for last year in our parent engagement survey. And the top topic that we got was, how do I help my child with organization and work/homework? The interesting part about that is last year, if you remember when I did the annual Title I data overview, I mentioned that we had some data that said that our greatest needs for students were organization and working memory. So our needs assessment revealed the same thing that you already knew as parents, because you all asked that question more than other questions last year. So I think this is a perfect session. While we're almost halfway through the school year, it's not too late for you to kind of get these answers now, and some of these things you've been doing already, but now you'll be able to connect it to what we do every day at school. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I am going to first go over our mission, vision, and beliefs. Let's do that together right now. There we go, link control, mission, vision, beliefs, share this tab. All right. So our mission is, we will serve our community with excellence by helping our students reach their potential as we prepare them for college and career in a safe and supportive environment, by recruiting, cultivating, and retaining the best teachers, staff, and administrators, by providing a challenging curriculum and relevant learning opportunities, by providing the highest quality instructional resources and tools, and fostering a culture of continuous improvement. Our vision in Douglas County School System is that our vision is to build a community of lifelong learners who become responsible individuals, independent thinkers, and productive citizens in a global society. All right, and the standard of excellence, our beliefs are, we believe that we must understand how children and adults learn and continue learning, build communities of lifelong learners, cultivate the leadership potential of every employee, student, and parent in our school system, be creative, energetic visionaries who respond quickly to diverse and evolving issues, meet the diverse needs of all stakeholders, that's students, parents, employees, and community, and maintain efficient and effective administrative processes for instruction, operations, human resources, and sound fiscal management. All right, let me switch back over to my main screen. Perfect. All right, so in this session, I plan to share what some of our methods of helping students to be organized at school, and how we are hopeful that you as parents will help them be organized at home. I'm also going to show you two of our school-wide initiatives for being organized. One is called the One Notebook System, and another one is called the Focused Note-Taking Process. So let's jump right in and see what happens. All right, many of you have already seen these agenda books, and many of you already sign them every day. Hopefully everybody can see on the right side of the screen. This is what one of our daily, weekly, it's a half a week on this page. And so what you're seeing is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And what we want is for all of our teachers, academic and connections, to write a message, or to have a message on the board for students to write down in their own handwriting, so that they're processing that information themselves. And then each day we ask that you review it, have questions with your kids, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But most importantly, this down here lets us know that you've seen it, processed it with your child, and you're signing. This is a very effective form of communication. I'm going to share something that I share with my team. I was in the barber shop with my son. Naturally, it wasn't for me, it was for him. But we were in the barber shop, and two young men from one of our sister schools, Chapel Hill Middle School, were in there, and I'm close with the barber, and he knows that I'm the principal at Turner, and he knows how big I am about a village raising our children. And so he was like, Mr. Chandler, I'm glad you're here. I got these two boys in here. Their mama brought them up here and say they misbehaving in English class. So he pulls out their agenda, and messages are in there from the English teacher to the parents, and the parent is leaning on the support system in the community. And I was able to talk to the kids about the importance of, making sure that they're being the best version of themselves all the time. And this, this book that they send home every week is a way for people who aren't even engaged with the school to actually be a part of their education. This is only our second year using this agenda book, but Chapel Hill has been using it for many years. And that's just a product of, that's where I want our school to be, is that this agenda book is, while every parent can't get on this call with us this evening, every parent can't come to the school for conferences or even sometimes even make a phone call. At minimum, you get to communicate with the school through the use of this agenda book. You can write us notes in the book if you need to. So this is one way that we're answering the question, how can I help my child be organized? Well, this is one way right here. So when your child gets home today, say, let me see your agenda book if you don't already. And here's something else. I was real vulnerable by taking a picture of this page. My expectation is that every teacher, this 6 columns should be written in this book right here every day. And that's not happening. So obviously, we need to do better on our part too, to make sure that we are committed to communicating with you all. So I chose this page from this student on purpose because it was an incomplete journal. And I didn't want to put a false positive up there to make you all feel like all of our teachers got it going on and they're on the program. And so it's, it's giving me some information that I need to inspect what we expect a little bit more deeply. All right, so the agenda book every day is one method of you helping your child stay organized. The next thing is the one binder system. So at the beginning of the year, we asked everybody to get a 3-inch or bigger 3-ring binder. And this comes from the AVID program, Advancement via Individual Determination. We are a district-wide AVID process in our district. So that means many of the best practices that AVID has, we use them school-wide. And that's elementary through 12th grade. One of the systems that we put in place is the one binder system, because again, 76% of our students, according to this data we collected last year, struggle with organization. Hopefully this plays through the virtual system and you can hear it. If not, somebody just unmute and let me know, or send a thumbs down with your emoticons. So here we go. I want you to see this quick 2-minute video, and I think it'll be worthwhile for you.
What is organization? Organization is the act or process of putting the different parts of something in a certain order so that you can find them easily when needed. Each of you has a backpack, and inside you will find assignments. I'm going to call out a specific assignment with a date, and I want to see who can find it the fastest. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Yep.
First assignment we're going to find is the mental mapping notes from September 2nd. Ready? Go.
Mine's so messy. Oh my, are you kidding me?
Mental mapping notes?
Mental mapping notes.
Wait, in what subject?
I'll give you a clue. It's social studies.
Okay. Math, English, science, social studies. Okay.
Okay, here.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Ow! Me.
Round 2. Round 2. Next, we're going to find the K or the S worksheet. Hint, it has clocks and watches on it. Go.
English, science,
Hint, it has clocks and watches on it.
No!
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Round 3. Finally, we're going to find the Polish Your Possessives packet. Ready? Go.
Oh, no!
Except September 16th. Oh, you found gum?
Ooh, give me another one.
Oh my.
Wait, what is it?
Polish your possessives packet.
Oh, found it, it's right here.
Oh, a tie.
No, that's not fair. I found it first.
The score is 3-1 to 0. Here we go.
Look at this.
Round 4. This one, we want to find the equation and inequality review assignment. Go.
I found it right here.
Ding, ding, ding.
I don't like losing.
So my question to you is, why would organization be so important in school?
I think it helps you like not stay as stressed, because what if this happened to you one day and you can't find anything? I can literally not find anything, so it stresses me out. So let me just organize it, and then you'll be okay. Oh wow, yeah. So just stay organized and you'll be fine.
All right, before I go on to the next slide, hopefully everybody can access their emoticons. How many of you have kids whose book bag looks like that young lady's notebook with papers everywhere? It's funny, every day we find book bags, all kinds of things. Ms. Gonzalez, I'll get you in one moment. We find kids' book bags and it's just papers balled up in the bottom and everything like that. So our goal, our vision, if you will, is to have all of our students have the 3-ring binders. We have 3-ring binders at the school. If your student needs one, our counselors can provide it for them. So yeah, make sure they stop by if you need some help with that. Ms. Gonzalez, please go right ahead and unmute and ask your question.
I'm sorry. I was trying to put the emoji like this. My child, that's my child right there with the papers all over. But I can't work this out. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you for sharing that. I know that many of us have kids whose book bag would look just like that. So again, the kid that found the most of his items, if you notice, he had a tab for every subject, and it's much easier for him to find those items because they were organized by subject. That is our desire for our kids. That's our vision. We're not there yet, but we're going to keep working at it. It's a part of our goals that we just decided we're not going to give up on. So the one binder system is the second way that we ask you to help your kids stay organized. At minimum, just look and see if they have their tabs, if they have social studies work mixed in with the math. Every Friday from now on, we're going to have a 10-minute session during homeroom where the teachers help the students just reorganize their stuff from the week. And that way they won't wait till 9 weeks in to try to find stuff. So they'll start organizing every week. All right, let's move on.
What is organization? Organization.
Okay. So the next part is the focused note-taking process. And that's a long way of saying how students are to take notes and review their notes and apply their notes. Many of us from when we were in school, you just write down whatever the teacher's saying. And older students are a little bit better at that than our middle school students. So in our focused note-taking process, we have adopted Cornell Notes, which I'll show you an example of in the next slide. Cornell Notes is our foundational note-taking system that we use. We also have some other graphic organizers. That's just any piece of paper. A sheet of blank notebook paper or typing paper is a graphic organizer. It's just blank. It's literally what it says. It's some sort of graphic or document that allows students to organize their thoughts. So there's 5 steps to the focused note-taking process. So it's not just writing down what you hear the teacher say or see on the screen. There's an actual method to taking notes, and we are teaching our students how to do that. So let me show you what we do at school. Then I'm going to tell you what you can do to help your students stay organized and do work or homework. But I'm just giving you an overview of what we do at school. So the first thing we have to do is choose a format. Again, I said the Cornell notes. Basically, that's this one over here. Hopefully it's lighting up on your screen because it's lighting up on mine. But basically, it's where you take notes just like you would on any piece of paper in this section. And then over here on the left, you're going to ask yourself, or you're going to write a question that you think these notes will answer. So if I'm taking notes on the cotton industry in Georgia in the 1800s, because that's an 8th grade standard in social studies, then over here, I would ask a question. What was the main agricultural product in Georgia in the 1800s? So this is kind of the way we want them to take notes. Don't just write down things. We want you to start off with an essential question or the target for the day. By the end of the class period, the student should be able to answer the essential question. That's every class they go to. And there are little questions along the way that help them fully answer the essential question. That's the purpose of any notes you do, no matter what format you do them in. There could be 2 or 3 column notes. There could be a Venn diagram like this with some overlap. There could be a mind map where it's just a big bubble and little thoughts that come out to the side with supporting details. There could be an input output use. Those are like an interactive notebook where you take notes on the right side and then you ask questions or work out extra problems on the left side. All right, so these are all the formats that we use to take notes. And then students are to process their notes in class and at home. So it involves thinking about the notes you took. You know, it's not enough just to take the notes. You got to do something with them. And this should be done within 24 hours of taking the notes. So every day your student has homework. It, at minimum, is to read and also to process the notes they took in class. That's an everyday homework assignment. So your students should never tell you, I don't have homework. They can read their AR book or they can process their notes that they took today. All right. The next thing, it provides opportunities for collaboration. We encourage collaboration among our students in the classroom. They can collaborate with you about the notes they took. They can get on Google Meets themselves at home and have study buddies. Lots of opportunities for collaboration. And don't worry if their notes get messy while they are revising or processing them. We really want their notes to be very neat when they take them, but processing notes can get a little messy, and you'll see that in the next slide. And then processing their note focuses them on organizing it better and clarifying the content. So sometimes a student may take a lot of notes and then they process the notes and they reorganize them, they make them neater, they group things together that, you know, have become clear to them. And what does processing notes look like? You're going to revise notes by doing things to it, like scratching out, underlining, highlighting, circling. You're going to ask questions about things. You're going to delete things that really don't matter to the content, or you're going to add some things that you've learned after the fact. And again, you're going to organize them and make your major points and your minor points. Okay. Basically, the goal is, remember, I'm going to go back here. Remember, it provides us, I'm sorry, I got to go back to this screen. Remember, there's an essential question for the day. That's the big idea of the lesson. That's the main takeaway. And then there's little questions that you ask along the way to help you achieve the bigger question. So let me go back to that screen. All right. So again, you are going to reorganize these notes in order to answer the essential question. That's what our goal is every day in class. Every day there's an essential question in every class, even connections classes. All right. The next part is connect our thinking. Think beyond the notes. This is where you can really come in. So, you know how when your kid gets home, I'm guilty of it too. How was your day? That's kind of all of our questions. Or what did you learn today? You know what I mean? That's kind of a generic question that gives the student a chance to opt out of being very detailed. If we're very specific and say, hey, let me see the notes you took in class today. And you find the essential question or some of the questions they have on the side, you can ask those questions to your kid. Ask questions about the notes. Hey son, tell me about Eli Whitney and the cotton gin. And then they can go to their notes and they should be able to answer that question. All right. And you can say, well, does silk or polyester blend on my shirt have anything to do with Eli Whitney and the cotton gin? That allows them to have some original thinking or make some connections. Okay. So don't just ask them, what did you do? Dig into their notebook and say, let me see your note from the class. It's going to take a little bit longer, but it'll be very helpful to them if they know you're looking for what we're giving them every day. All right, let's go on to the next one. I just kind of talked about those bullets. The next thing is we're going to return to the notes with an eye for inquiry. Inquiry is just, you know how you have a 2-year-old and they ask, but why? But why? But why? That's the goal of inquiry. It's just every question, once you get an answer, you can ask a deeper question. So just think about that when you think about inquiry. Learning makes sense when it's connected to what we already know, what we've experienced, and how we can use it. I'm sorry, the cheerleaders are returning from practice if you heard that loud noise and all. Learners should ask questions they really want to find the answers to and truly want to discuss. So these are deeper questions than just trying to get through doing your homework. It's about you learning. It's about more of how can I connect this to real life experiences or things that I was wondering about anyway. All right, the next part of our focused note-taking process is summarizing and reflecting on learning. So you think about your notes as that whole graphic organizer, because obviously everything was in one day. And then you're going to try to summarize them and reflect on them. That's a part of the AVID Cornell note-taking process. All right, reflecting on the notes. What did I learn from today? And basically, the best thing I can tell you about reflecting on your notes is ask the essential question. You should be able to summarize the information you got and reflect on it and synthesize that into an answer for the essential question. All right. What have I learned? Capture the most important aspects of your notes and answer the essential question. All right. Now we're going to apply the learning that we have. It's not just enough to learn it, because if you learn it and don't do anything with it, you will quickly forget it. Working memory is one of our other weaknesses that we learned last year. So applying the notes is critical for us getting beyond that weakness of working memory. All right, use the notes for their intended purpose and demonstrate what you've learned or apply it to a new situation. And here, all the things that we get our teachers to try to do in classes to help them apply their learning. Socratic seminar is a type of debate. Philosophical chairs is a type of debate, and obviously debates. Problem solving, obviously in our math classes, we give them scenarios where they have to figure out, well, which math logic should I use to solve a problem? And these are all of the things that we like to do. Besides just asking you a question, raise your hand and you give me an answer. Many things, the more work the student does, the more they learn. The more opportunities they have to demonstrate their learning, the more deeply they understand the concept. So these are the things, that's my last slide. These are the things that we do in school. And I was trying to bridge the gap of what we do at school to how you can question your child each day around the dinner table. Hey, show me your notes. Well, I see the essential question in your English class today was, how do I write an effective hook for a persuasive essay? And they can give you some examples. So those are the type of things. Just to recap what those things are, make sure you're signing that agenda book every day, asking questions, writing notes back to us if you need to. We welcome that. Letting me or the assistant principals know that you're not receiving an agenda message in all of your classes, because I just showed you an example where that child is not. And she was quick to give me her book. Please take mine, Mr. Chandler. Use mine as an example, right? And I saw signatures from our parents. So my teachers can't say the parents aren't supporting, because at least that parent is, and I'm sure many more are. The next thing is making sure that your student has the 3-ring binder. If they need one, all they got to do is come to the office and say, I need a 3-ring binder. They will have it that day. And the next thing is actually talking to your students while you're looking at their notes. Look at those essential questions every day and try to see if your kid can answer it. All right? If they can't, maybe we missed the mark. Perhaps there's a little more clarity needed. If you don't have the answer, maybe you will develop another question to ask the teacher. So those are the 3 main ways that we are suggesting that you can help keep your child organized and help them with work and homework. I am open for any questions or feedback, or tell on some teachers, tell on your administrators, whatever it is that you need to do. We really want to help you, and I'm so thankful that all of you were able to get on today. So if anybody has a question, just hit your hand raise button or just unmute and go for it. All right, I have some people with hands raised. Miss Gonzalez, if you can go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
Mr. Charlie, I don't know what's wrong. I'm sorry, I didn't press the hand.
That's okay. It's always nice to talk to you anyway.
Thank you.
All right. What about Miss Herrera Laura?
Yes, I have a question. Like my daughter, she wanted to change her schedule. Do that like every semester, or how can she be changed for the schedule?
Well, it depends on what your daughter wants a schedule change for. If it's a connections class, most of them do change every 9 weeks. If it's a core academic class, we don't usually change those. As a blanket statement, we say we don't change those. But every situation deserves a conversation. Who is your student?
Samantha Herrera.
Okay. Have Samantha come and see me or Miss Allen tomorrow morning. Can you do that for us?
Yes, because y'all just need like 2 more weeks for school, and the second semester is going to be when they go back to school.
Right. So yes, have her come see us, and we will unpack her situation for wanting to change and figure out if that's something we could or should do, and then we will give you feedback based on that.
Yes, because she got course and band, and she just wanna finish the course these 2 weeks, and then when she go back to school, they could change it to the Spanish class.
Okay, it's possible. We have to look at that. Our Spanish classes here are very they're leveled courses because we have the dual language immersion cluster from Beulah, and our Spanish classes are geared towards kids who've been taking Spanish. I'm not saying no. We just have to figure out what the right thing to do is. Miss Allen, my assistant principal, is on. She's gonna add something to what we were just saying, Miss Laura. All right, hey, Miss Allen, go ahead.
Hey, Miss Laura, what grade is your child in?
She's in 6th grade. When they gave her the first time the schedule, she has Spanish class the first semester, but they changed it to her.
Okay, so for 6th grade, that Spanish class is just a exploratory Spanish class. So yes, if you would like for her to have that 3rd or 4th 9 weeks, we can make that happen. She would just have to give up either course or band.
She wants to change the course, but she needs 2 more weeks. Like, the concert's coming up, so she won't miss that. So when she go back to school, can she be changed to Spanish class?
Yes, but it will only be for 1 9 weeks because that's like an exploratory class. It's not like a true Spanish class. But I'll talk to her tomorrow about that, and I'll be glad to give you a phone call and tell you how the 7th grade and 8th grade Spanish classes works as well.
Okay, and like you said, the first 9 weeks, will that be like changing like right away tomorrow, or when they
No,
go?
ma'am. It won't start till January 3rd.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure which day, so she won't miss
ma'am.
her course.
Absolutely.
I
Okay.
think Thank you, Ms. Allen, and thank you, Ms. Herrera Laura.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions for us? Any more questions? Well, if you decide that you have a question later, please email me. Hopefully your kids are there and they've already pulled out their agenda book and their notebook and they're ready to show you all the wonderful things I just said. Thank you all for coming to this meeting again, and we'll see you at the next meeting. Thank you all so much.